Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale, release. Inhale. So yes and no. What ends up happening is people feel a lot of pressure and they feel very bad if they leave, so they stay in a circle. That's the premise of a cult. But when you have an environment where people can easily come and go, that's what they do. They easily come and go. And one thing I've always prided myself over these years is I'm not creating a cult. I'm not creating an environment in which there's one ideology. It is simply a space to come here and to have some peace. You know, I tell you all the time, I'm not invested in what you believe spiritually. I'm just holding a space where we all can come together. Not everybody's going to agree on everything, and that doesn't make sense. What works best for me doesn't have to work best for you. And that is the beautiful thing about being alive. So let's support spaces and environments that still continue to encourage us all to be able to coexist. Don't be so pressed to be a part of something big and follow blindly all these cults I see. So I hope that this has been very helpful for you today. A little bit more chatty and talkative today, but sometimes I do feel like I want to say things, you know. There's so many things politically, there's so many things esoterically, there's so many things systemically that are going on and have been going on. And it is one of those things where it's for the first time, it's kind of becoming, so many things are becoming a mainstream conversation, and so many people were ill prepared. You know, they didn't know how to talk about these things, and I think because of that, they quickly fell into different cults and different traps of this and that. But the reality is this: people will always sing, so you know it's right. Do not confuse being accepted by a group with right, okay? There are many situations in which a group will come together and be dead wrong, okay? Will be very, very wrong. But in order to feel connected, to feel a part of something, they feel like they have to fight for it so hard. Don't worry about that. This is what you worry about. Find a connection to the things that make you happy. Work with yourself each and every day. I take my time. It's a process. I used to zoom through life, and now it'd be taking me a long time to do things. But I feel better. I feel more complete. I feel more at peace. I used to try to lift myself and everybody up at the same time, but I don't feel that way at all. Now I feel like as long as I can feel like, okay, I gave myself grace today, it gives me the peace of mind to come and tell you to give yourself grace. I mean, that's pretty much what it's come to, you know, during this journey. So I hope that this has been helpful for you. I hope that you have more peace of mind. I hope that you understand how to continue to grow in chaos. And I'm going to be honest, I'm going to make a very big prediction. As time progresses, you know, I've been saying no matter what the situation or circumstance, looks like, you find your best way to grow. And rightfully so, many people are not going to be able to do that because they're overwhelmed. There's so many things you got to, you know, go through and heal through. But as someone who's been doing this for so long, somebody who has, you know, slipped up to, you know, back in the day of, oh, I can't, or being unrealistic of what I could accomplish, I now feel like I'm so in my element and so in my zone that don't be surprised when you see 5, 10, 15, 20 years what I'm doing. You know, don't be surprised. Don't be surprised. I'm one of those people that thinks you can always grow. and gracious to yourself when you hit the certain walls of discomfort when you're going through your process. Secondly, be a decent human being. Care about others. You might see someone's access or rights being limited and you may not care, but let me tell you something. When you don't care about other people's ability to just live their life peacefully, eventually over time, it will encroach on you. Your rights and your experience. Do things your own way. Take your own time and grow into yourself. Remember to enjoy every moment of every experience and release the old things. It's okay. Don't have to worry this your nightly self-care routine or your daily self-care routine or whatever you do, what you do when you're doing. So if you're new to the community, you're now one of my babies, and you get one kiss on the forenugget. And if you're returning, you get multiple kisses. Mama loves you. Okay. Want to make a special announcement. We do have the 52-week challenge that's going on the Patreon community. The Patreon community is $3 a month. Let me tell you what this 52-week challenge is. We're mastering 1 to 2 things this year of 2023. So that means we're going to do it in a practical, sustainable way. This is accountability. This is groups coming together and supporting each other. Again, that's what I talk about most of the time, having a community that doesn't center around the same type of doctrine or same type of, like culty kind of thing. No, it's just people coming together, working through things, and how could this be beneficial? Sometimes at the beginning of the year or whenever you're excited about something, you're able to just do it on your own, but you're going to reach a point where you're like, oh, I don't feel like doing it. And sometimes it's helpful to have others around you because you realize, oh, you know what, that reason's not a big enough reason to quit, or this is normal. People go through this during the path. So the goal is to get us through the 52 weeks. So if you want to learn more about that, head on over to the Patreon community. You can also read more about it in the community post that I had put up. Let's do this. Let's do this. So if you liked the healing cleanses with the herb pairings that we did 2 months ago, you're definitely going to love this. Okay, so we start to get to the session. We start the session off with a prayer. It's not a religious prayer. It's just a prayer to root us in our individual healing experience and bring us together as a community and as a collective. And because consent matters, to have your permission to say a prayer. Okay, you ready? Okay, I'm just gonna place my hands on your hands. Can I touch you? Okay, let's get started. Close your eyes. You don't have to close your eyes, it's up to you. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, release. 2 more. Exhale, release. Final breath. Open yourself up. Allow beautiful energy to flow in. Feel your connectedness to yourself, to everyone, to your journey, to your purpose. Allow yourself to be cleansed. Allow yourself to be healed. Allow yourself to be empowered. See everything that you need on this journey and allow yourself to go in that direction. Dear universe, and all for the highest vibrational good only, please connect us to our highest self and validate information for our highest good only. Please allow us to release what we need to let go and embrace what allows us to grow. Let our journey encompass the lineages, traditions, religions, and spiritual paths that bring light out through us to share with others. I say all of this in the name of I am. Ashe, Ashe, Ashe. Okay. So, you belong here. You belong here. So what I'm doing is just cleansing your energy, working with your aura a little bit, just doing energetic shifts. And the reason why it's so important for me to remind you that you belong here is I do believe that there's a difference between solitude and isolation. I think whenever someone is isolated, it is not their choice to go in. Sometimes you just need some time to yourself. You go in and you take care of yourself. But if you're isolated for reasons that you don't agree to, you don't consent to, you don't want, I think it leads to misinformation. And I think that a lot of times people get caught up in cults, conspiracy theories, misinformation, because they want a sense of belonging. They want a sense that they belong to something. So I think I felt the same for multi-level marketing. Because, multi-level marketing be selling just the randomness of things. But it's not that they're really selling. They're selling a community. They're selling an experience of belonging. And I think nowadays where people can be more separated or things can be more online, it can feel separate. But I like to think within our community, we find very interesting ways to be from all around the world and come together and be in a collective healing and happy is a space and a place for you. I think that matters. Knowing that what you need, you will be able to find, and that there are resources available to you based off of who you surround yourself by. And sometimes the resources aren't always very straightforward. It's like, hey, you realize that there's something that maybe you were struggling with, a sense of understanding, a sense of clarity on something, and you see other people are struggling with it too. So it helps you to have more clarity, or you can consider some of the answers that they have, or they can consider some of the answers that you have. You know, it is important that we find a way to be together while still preserving the things that make us unique and different and things like that. I also want to, steer clear, or to advise people to steer clear from any, what do they say, snake oil salespeople, snake oil salesmen, as someone who is selling you a fantasy or a dream. I totally understand when it comes to entertainment, if you're being entertained, that's one thing. But if someone says to you, I can 100% solve all of your problems and come and join my cult, of course they're not going to call it a cult, they're going to call it something else. That doesn't make sense, and to break down what's happening there is, what they're doing is they're saying, okay, I'm going to create an environment in which we have a different set of rules than what you're experiencing in your everyday life. So when you go into that environment, it feels good. It feels like, oh wow, I don't feel limited by my old types of rules. But then you quickly notice that things just start getting real weird and wonky. And it's like, now you see issues in the way that they're doing things. And this is not all groups. I'm just saying, like, this is what separates good leadership and good community structures. And I spent a lot of time thinking about these things, because for me, I always want everyone to feel included. To me, I always want everyone to be included. And I think that I've seen a lot of examples where being included means that you have to be just all the same, think the same, same personality, same perspective. And I think that growth really comes from different positions coming together and making a way. And that's why I really try to focus on creating an environment in which it is okay to change your mind, that there is fluidity, that there's openness, that there's the boundaries of your own self-respect, but then there's the boundarylessness of wherever you want to go. And I hope that that's the experience that you're experiencing as well. But you belong here. And that's my goal for the 52-week challenge too. Because most don't make it through, the 52 weeks of going after something. But it's not because it's hard. That's what I learned. It's not because it's hard. It's because it takes a lot to be consistent. Because if you want this thing suffer from imposter syndrome and you're trying to push yourself to do something, you gotta tell yourself, I belong here, I belong here, I belong here. And I want you to think about it from a different perspective. Instead of thinking about, I gotta be, perfect when I go somewhere, think about how if you go to learn something, to do something, to take a role, and it's too easy for you, you are not accomplishing or learning or expanding as much as someone who goes into that same thing that it is not at their level. They're actually getting more out of it than you. And sometimes we feel like in order to protect ourselves from discomfort, we have to be the best at something before we go and do it. When actuality is, it is better to not be good at something and to go fortify and work on yourself in order to get there. I think we live in a space where it is expected to be an expert at all times, to be good. If you're interested in something, you gotta be automatically good at it. That's not true at all. You could be horrible at it, but I'm hungry again, but you just decide that you want to put forth the effort in order to get what you need. And I think that we're going to be meeting, we're going to have a lot of resources that will help us get there along the way. The Patreon community is $3 a month. If you'd like to participate with that, you'll head on over to the Patreon community. And also, one more thing, the patrons will be getting this really huge opportunity happening this year. I don't have it completed yet, but once it does happen, they are going to be able to access that. And so that's also one of the perks of being a patron. Okay, let's go and get started. So if you're new to community babies, this is your self-care routine, your nightly self-care routine, your daily self-care routine, or whenever you do what you're doing. So if you're new, you're now one of my babies, so you get one kiss on the forehead. And if you're returning, you get multiple kisses. Mama loves you. So we start our session off with a prayer. It's not a religious prayer, it's just a prayer to root us in our individual healing experience and bring us together as a community and as a collective. And because consent matters, do I have your permission to say a prayer? May I hold your hand? Okay. You ready? Close your eyes, deep breath. Exhale. Dear universe and all for the highest vibrational good only, please connect us to our highest self and validate information for our highest good only. Please allow us to release what we need to let go and embrace what allows us to grow. Let our journey encompass the lineages, traditions, religions, and spiritual paths that bring light out to us to share with others. I say all of this in the name of I am Ashe, Ashe, Ashe. Okay. So just working just a little bit here. And I'm just going to be doing a little bit of opening up here. Okay? Because we're opening up possibilities, possibilities, possibilities. When you are planning on creating the impossible, you have to believe in a very new way, a very expansive way, in a different way, in ways that maybe before you thought something was impossible to do. Now you have to see it as possible, plausible, and probable that it will happen. So just let's open you up here. Expanding, expanding, expanding your reach, expanding your understanding, expanding your belief in yourself. Now, I believe that typically the impossible, there's honestly only a few things that are really impossible to do. But a lot of the things that we want to do that we feel like would be impossible, it's actually possible for us to do. We just think, oh, it's because of me, or I'm too late, I'm too young, I'm too old, I'm blah, 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 But it's not that at all. Instead, what do you need in order to make yourself feel comfortable believing that this will actually be able to happen? What do you need? want you to see your life having whatever that is that you need in order to make it happen. And this is the point where I remind you that the company you keep and who you surround yourself by deeply, deeply, deeply impacts your ability for success. If you surround yourself by people who are growing, who are also trying to achieve something that maybe perhaps they couldn't achieve before, you will be inspired to do that as well. If you surround yourself by those who want to stay where they're at, who have a limited mindset, and they don't want to do anything past that, it's going to be harder to get to where you want to go. Why? Because when you challenge the norm, even if it's your own norm, those around you will either feel freed by you or they're going to feel triggered by you. Because if they're also challenging their norm, they're like, wow, I'm not doing this alone, and you feel community. If they aren't challenging their norm, they see you as tearing down their understanding of reality, and they can be very protective and defensive and things like that because they're just not ready. It doesn't matter that they are ready, or it doesn't matter that it is going to, there will be so much more that they will get from the experience. They're just not ready. It doesn't make them an evil person or something like that. It just means they're not ready, and it's okay to not be ready. I feel like one of the greatest life lessons I had to learn was learning how to leave people behind and let them go, and separating leaving people behind with the rhetoric that are those people bad or evil. And I started to realize that sometimes you gotta let people go, and it doesn't mean that they're bad or evil or the worst. You just know that this is not the time for y'all to be together, for y'all to be, around each other, and that's okay. They have their own journey, you have your own journey, and you gotta do what you gotta do. You gotta do what you got to do, and you take your time there. And as a life path number 9, that's my life path, I know that I really struggle with endings and beginnings. I think I struggle more with endings than beginnings. I never want something to end. I want to keep going and going and going, not realizing that, or maybe I do realize this, you can't have, or I can't have more experiences until I close the door on other experiences. Now, I'm really fantastic on this when it comes to relationships, like romantic relationships, but I had to learn about this when it came to friendships, or even navigating family. Family, not too bad, but I think friendships, adult friendships, because I think the older you are, the harder it is to make friends, because when you're younger, you're surrounded by many opportunities, for example, school and clubs and stuff like that, in which you're going to meet people in your around the similar age and doing similar things. And then the older you get, you kind of get stuck meeting people at work. Not always the best quality of friendship. Or if you like to take on hobbies, and I take on numerous hobbies, that a lot of the hobbies that I do, I like to do them in like group settings or group lessons, and not just be by myself, because it's a way that I like to meet people. Okay, so I'm just gonna go in with the energy here. Just work through that. Work through that. Okay. Now, when you're creating the impossible, you gotta make it practical. Everything that seems hard can be very practical if you break it down and you give yourself time. So, what is it that you want to do? Feel it. I want you to see it. See yourself living that life, whatever that life is. What does every day feel like? What does it look like? Who's surrounding you? What's the energy that's flowing into you? Okay. Now, count backwards. How do you get from there to where you're said, I used to think going to college was only for people who had perfect grades and this and that. And then I realized that you can literally barely make it out of high school and still end up at a really nice institution because, and you can go and watch the other video where I'm talking about this, because when you go to community college, everything starts over. And community colleges have agreements with universities, some do. So make sure that you go to one that does that. You get to the university, really great, boom. And then you can decide if you want to go to another place for a master's or whatever you want to do. It doesn't really matter. But just the mindset of when I was in high school, I didn't even think that that was a possibility. So a lot of our solutions to things that seem so far off maybe aren't even that difficult, that wherever you're at in life, even if you feel like you're not prepared enough, even if you feel like you don't have everything that you need to get there, you probably have more than you know. And I saw this really interesting take on it. This person was saying that they feel like a lot of professionals or a lot of people who are expert in fields gatekeep the information because the information is actually not that complicated. And I'm like, and so how would they gatekeep it? By requiring education, by requiring years, by requiring this, by requiring that, to make us all believe that it is much harder than what it actually is to get there. So when you start to realize that the impossible is based off of a certain society standard of what is and isn't possible, you can create your own understanding, your own perspective of like, well, that they say that's impossible, but it is very much so possible for me. So just rooting that in to your energy there. Okay, good job. Keep breathing this. And you got it. So I want you to think about this. And again, head on over to the Patreon community because this is what we're going to be doing. This is how we are going to be showing up and making this happen. Look, I got mine too. I have my big goal for the community, which is I want to create more experiences for us to connect in a more expansive way. So that's my big community goal. But my personal goals, I'm still working on, but I'm trying to think of one to do because I can totally understand. I could come up with 3, 4, 5 things that I want to master. And I'm just like, you know what? I want to just do it right. I don't want to just throw everything at the wall to see what sticks. I want to do this right. So I'm narrowing it down. One, I think, has a lot to do with movement. I want to walk every day, and that's something that I like to do, but I do notice that when life gets busy, it's hard for me to keep it up. And I live next to this bridge that I used to walk all the time, and I want to get back to doing that. Yes. So that's one thing. And then the other thing is I'm probably going to do some really deep astrological trainings to continue to sharpen and hone in on my astrological skills, because technically astrology is my first modality. Making it a point to like the video and commenting, even if it's a happy face emoji. I answer each and every one of these comments. Y'all know it. I answer your comments. It really helps with the YouTube algorithm to share this video with others who would really enjoy it too. And a little bit of icing on the top, a little icing would be to share the video with others. It means a lot. I mean, on YouTube, this is kind of like how universe, God, whatever it is. It is from every aspect, and feel it on a cellular level. Feel it through your nervous system, your sensory perception, the senses. Feel it, 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 you choose. So, I just want to give you this final reminder. Join the pre-week if you would like to experience the apprenticeship. Once it's closed, it's closed. Don't be trying to come and sneak in there after that, okay? The pre-week is free, so you really don't have anything to lose to enjoy it. I just want to give you an opportunity to feel this undivided attention and uninterrupted space of working yourself for that week, or if you choose to continue the program for the rest of the year. So let's just start to move through sadness. Okay. So I hope that just from the couple of minutes we've been together, you're starting to feel better. That is one of the top things that people say to me when I ask, okay, so what do you like? What do you like about this stuff we're doing? And they say that they like the way that they feel. In those moments, I'm like, great, because that was the point. So, let's just go with this. Okay. First of all, give yourself permission to have feelings, okay? No matter how you're feeling today. Maybe you're feeling good, you know? Give yourself permission to have feelings. Don't beat yourself up for feeling low or for something that has happened to you, kind of making you all in your feels, you know? It's okay. It's okay. And also think about it in this kind of way. You're going to have to learn how to react to things in a different way. Sometimes we develop patterns of reaction when we're younger or after going through some pretty serious stuff. And then we start to react to things that maybe aren't so serious. That's some strong wind. Maybe some things that aren't so serious in a strong way as well. I feel like the wind is growling. Jesus. I mean, it's saying amen. It's giving a ditto. That's the feeling that's coming through. Like, you know, you better say that. Don't worry, I will. Anyways, just working through this and just let it go. Okay, let it go. And when I say it's a choice, I'm not saying that, you know, I'm not diminishing how intense the feelings are. I'm saying don't look at things as just happening to you. Look at yourself as being able to influence and impact things that are happening to you as well. Because when you look at it from that perspective, you'll be more likely to take action in the places that you can't take action. So just working through that. Okay. Just working through that. Just moving that through. Okay. Now, what does sweetness mean? Sweetness means you don't give up, you know. You gonna be happy today. One day, I got up and I was feeling good. I came out my channeling session. I had a meditation session and I felt so good. And I was like, you know what, world? And the world was like, what? I was like, I'm about to have a good day today. And I kid you not, every person I came across was such a downer. I was like, and it wasn't because I was expecting someone where your back is pushed against the wall, where you start to think and do things very boldly. So don't find the sadness as a place of like, find it as a place of like, well, whatever, I'm about to do whatever I want to do, you know, it's gonna be what it's gonna be. See it from that kind of perspective. And, you know, sometimes you gotta let yourself feel, okay? You don't need to stay there forever, feeling deep sorrow, but sometimes that also colors our perspective. It gives us a different quality to the things that we're doing. So it's okay to feel, it's okay to show up. It's just don't when it becomes a very, very big thing, when it becomes a perpetual feeling of sadness. That's when you gotta you have to pull yourself back to the other side. And the most important thing is your environment, to be honest, when you have a balanced environment, you'll be more in control of your feelings, versus when you don't have a balanced environment, it really feels like sheer willpower trying to, you know, balance yourself while other people are not balanced. So the universe will pull you in a more balanced environment, but a lot of times that means you gotta let people go. You gotta let those toxic people go. And just because someone is toxic doesn't mean they're a bad person. I'm sure that in certain times in my life, I wasn't the best person to be around, and I needed to be removed from somebody's space and energy. So I want you to think about it like that. It's not that, you know, everybody's the victim and then there's, you know, a villain somewhere. It's not that at all. It's just this environment is not best for you if it perpetually makes you feel a certain way. So you have to free yourself and move yourself. And also, sometimes it's not even a negative thing. For example, your heart might be somewhere else, and in the environment you're at, everybody else's heart is over here. So it's not even a negative or a bad thing. It's just you all feel differently, and you have to trust your art. You have to go where it flows with you and fills you up and gives you energy and, you know, all of that stuff. Again, I just want to remind you, it doesn't have to, just because you, sometimes people feel like it has to be some big negative thing because they want to go, but no, it doesn't have to be a negative thing. It can just be something in this moment, in this moment, holding the space, 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 holding, 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 holding the space, holding, 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 holding the space, holding the space, just for you. Let's just cleanse, cleanse, and keep cleansing, 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 and what's coming up in the moment? What during this session are you ready to release, to let go, to send on in its evolutionary path so that you can move on from the experience, whatever that is. As you inhale, bring in stillness, and as you exhale, release, let it go. Take all that energy, send it out into the universe, send it to go do something else, but remove it from inside of you. And you can even channel that energy into something, meaning you need motivation. You want to get something accomplished. So you take all of that energy that is moving within you and give it somewhere to go. You give it a release. So you exhale, you send it on. You infuse it into something. That way the energy has a purpose. It doesn't feel like it's just sticking around inside of you and trapped. It can go. It can go. It can go, and it can grow somewhere else to do something better, to align with new energy where it is needed, rather than to stay in old energy where it's not. And in a nutshell, that's really how it is. Whenever you're experiencing energy within you that is stagnant or too much and you just can't seem to get rid of it or move it to where it needs to go, it's not that the energy itself is bad. Energy is vibrational, and how we receive the energy and perceive the energy really is why we label it good or bad. But that same energy that is no longer the calibration or the vibration that you need can be the saving grace for someone else. So we have to be able to let go of the energy. And letting go of the energy means that in your everyday life, you learn when to let go. Let go of old habits, old routines, but most importantly, letting go of old mindsets that keep you where you're at. And in between where you're at and where you're going, it is just simply walking the path. There's no way to jump ahead to it, and why would you want to? There's so much of life to live, so live it. Enjoy each footstep. Learn what you need to. Stumble and take breaks. All of that is a part of existing. Let's normalize existing. We don't have to make it something that it's not. We can understand the colorful array of emotions within all of these experiences and know that ultimately, when we look over our lives, they were purposeful. Imperfect, but purposeful. So now you're in a place where you come to the space to relax, be yourself, and tap in to all of the greatness that is you. So if you're new to the community, you now get a kiss on the forehead because you're one of my babies, and my returning babies get multiple kisses. Mama loves you, and we start by breaths, but a lot of times we can take very shallow breaths and we're really not getting all the oxygen into our body the way that we could, the way that we're kind of optimized to do so. So, daily reminder to just breathe. And sometimes deep breaths can help you feel better about things. You may be having like a little headache or something, as long as it's not a major one, and just that deep breathing can be supportive in releasing and letting that go. Maybe that's not the case for major, headaches, but little ones that we might feel like, oh, let me take a ibuprofen, let me take a acetaminophen, let me take one of these real quick. Instead, you could do that air and that breath work. And also, if you want to relieve a headache, you can also pull from the brow, and that pulling motion, and ideally you'd probably pinch it and pull. Pinch it and pull. That can be really soothing and helping to relieve headaches energetically. But yes, so let's prepare our energy, and this is more of a receiving and just a healing over the crown and down about shifting into this new life. And I want to throw that out. I'm gonna let you know that's a Easter egg right there, not for actual, but for so just remember that. Anyway, so we're shifting, and an important word is shift. And so we're shifting into our new life. And what does that mean? What does that look like? Look, you do not have to have the answer to everything at all times. That's okay. All you have to do is just come up with a strategy of how you want to approach life and just go after it. I think that's the simplest thing that any one of us can do. Just decide on how you want to live this life. And I think you cannot take everyone with you. That's kind of a hard lesson that I definitely had to learn and am learning. But you cannot take everyone with you, and also you can't force anyone to do anything they don't want to do. What is the saying? You can lead the horse to water, but you can't make them drink. I love y'all so much because I'll be saying some of these sayings and I'll be forgetting them, and then I read the comments and it's just like that's really what the saying was. So I really appreciate that. But me, I'm always going for a metaphor in order to try to explain something like this. But anyway, shifting over into this experience of life is something that's amazing. Can you imagine having a life now that you get to decide what is important? Not how do you optimize your life for a structure that someone else has created, but you get to be the builder of that experience of life, rather than just a participant in someone else's grand plan. So look at yourself and think about, what is it that you want? Okay, so let's take 3 more breaths to anchor it in. What is it that you want? 2 more. What is it that you want? Final breath. What is it that you want? Release. Let that go. And move that through. Are you ready to give up who you used to be in order to take a chance, take a risk, to jump out there for someone you're going to be? You may not even know what that energy is yet, but would you be willing to risk it all for a version of you that you don't even know yet? That's a little scary, but the answer is yes. would your life look like? Who would you be? What kind of energy would you have? Now, I want you to see anything that is standing in your way from getting there. It doesn't have to be something, and it also doesn't have to be a complicated thing. Whatever's in the way, look at it, examine it, and figure out a way to get to the other side. Are you gonna hop over it, dig under it, go around it, go in another direction, teleport, I don't know, whatever it is that you're doing? Connect in there, connect into that energy, and trust yourself. Trust what you're saying. I am this. Now, it's not even just I want to be this, but it's more of I am this. This is who I am. And I want to express that now. I want that energy to expand so wide that so many people can connect with who you are without you having to explain yourself, just honestly by your energy. You ever meet someone who just has strong energy, good or bad? You're like, whoa, that's some strong energy. You felt it. You felt it when you came in the room. A lot of people probably felt it. But to have that energy and also to be protected at the same time, stepping into this next chapter of your life and who you are, knowing that you will be and do your best here, that there is nothing to be afraid of, and that you will win whatever it is that you're seeking and searching for. You will find, and enjoying every moment of this experience is the most important part. I'm just going to lightly tap the tops of your head. Okay. Just moving through that and relaxing through this and shifting the energy and bringing it together for yourself. Bringing it together for yourself. How many dreams do you have? Honestly, what are some things that you wanted or you wish you would have been or done? Now, let some of those things go. They are past their prime of taking up space in your energy. But those other things that you want to explore, that you still have a lot of time to figure out, bring them to the forefront and start to see your life shift with you being more involved in those things, until finally it becomes your everyday life to do these things. Notice how you approach life differently. Notice how your energy shifts, your confidence shifts, all those things. You can do this. You can do this. Be open, be ready, and be okay with this movement and this shift. Well, babies, I hope you enjoyed our session today. I hope you took the time out to think about who do you want to be, where do you want to go, what do you want to experience, and how can you plan forward instead of just being reactionary to someone else's version of your life. How do you want to plan your life? What is it that you want to see in your, master teacher and intuitive? And today we have a special healing session. It is a pulling, plucking away stress so that you can receive love. And guess what, y'all? It's Love Month. And to celebrate Love Month and the launching self-love, platonic love, romantic love, love within family, all of those things align, you can head on over to thempcommunity.com, or you can use the link in the description. This is our new free membership. Feel free to join. Oh, love it, love it, love it. We're having a great time so far. So let's go ahead and get started. Oh yes, side note, if you want to be a part of this upcoming apprenticeship, that is also the place where you can pre-register, because they're gonna know first. Okay, there's that. So if you're new to the community, welcome, babies. Pew, 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 pew. This is our nightly self-care routine, or our daily self-care routine, or whenever you come here to do what you do when you're doing it, okay? So to talk a little bit about it, just a little bit about it, we take care of ourselves here. We check in with ourselves. We make sure we have all that we need here. And I see myself as a facilitator of the space, a facilitator of relaxation here. So as we start our session off with a prayer. It's not a religious prayer. It's just a prayer to root us in our individual healing experience and bring us together as a community and as a collective. And because consent matters, to have your permission to say a prayer. Okay, let's go. Ready? Dear universe, and all for the highest vibrational good only, please connect us to our highest self and validate information for our highest good only. Please allow us to release what we need to let go and embrace what allows us to grow. Let our journey encompass the lineages, traditions, religions, and spiritual paths that bring light out to us to share with others. I say all of this in the name of I am. Ashe, Ashe, Ashe. Okay, so just balance it here, okay? So, anything that's been coming up lately, as you inhale and exhale, feel free to let it go. You don't have to hold on to the what ifs. You know, what if it ain't gonna work? What if, blah, 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 blah. Feel free to let it go. Let go of everything that's taking up too much space, and instead replace it with just peace, balance, and openness to embody love. Love is such a straightforward thing, to be honest with you. It's less about only hyper-focusing on romantic love. Love transcends all of those types of relationships. Love is everywhere. Love is the connectedness. The love we have for ourselves sets the tone. It is the most foundational aspect of the love that we have from others. So, whenever we work on love, we always start from the self. Self-care, self-appreciation, self-worth. You have to make sure you have the highest sense of yourself. The highest appreciation for what you bring to the table. Because if you don't, you have no business expecting someone closest friends, the relationship you have with your community, or your significant other, or the deepest relationship you will ever have in your life is the relationship that you have with yourself. The only person you can't really lie to. Now you can be in denial, okay, but you gotta keep it real. You can be like, I don't want to think about it, but you know. So I always think we should start with how we love ourselves. What do we do? Do we have faith in ourselves? Do we have patience with ourselves? Are we understanding towards ourselves? Do we have love for all that we are interested in? All of those things are important. So just removing every piece, and any little thing coming up, and let's just send it on. Send it somewhere. Just smooth this out. Okay. And just have patience in yourself. Believe in yourself. Trust yourself. Now, I wouldn't be me if I didn't show you some cheat codes, okay? So let's get into some cheat codes. Ready? The first cheat code is if you want romantic love, if you want that right person, either for right now or right forever, I'm going to tell you this one thing, and if you follow it, it will 100% work out. I know that's a steep claim, but I truly believe that this is real and true. You ready? People are always attracted to happy people. And I don't mean like you're faking it till you make it happy. I mean people that genuinely are enjoying life. So if you go find things that you're passionate about, you go after things that you want, and you enjoy life and you're just happy in life, people can't help but be attracted to that. That's going to attract people to you. Now, it's going to attract tons of people, both people that you might want to explore more, and some where you're like, because there's two types of categories of people when they see you living your best life and your blessed life. The ones, this first category that you should avoid, are the ones that wish they could be doing it themselves. They don't know how to do it, so they try to live through you, but then they try to live their dreams through you. It's real weird and messy. Basically, they admire you for that, but they resent you for it at the same time, and it's not going to present like that in the beginning. It might present very normal and innocent. Just pay attention. See what they have going on in their life. See how they truly feel about what you love and what you're passionate about, and that'll tell you a lot of things. The second group are the people who see you. They love what you're doing and they want to just support you. That's it. They just want to be around your energy. And when you get to know them, they have other things going on for themselves. They have things that they're working on. They have things that they love, things that they're growing towards. They're not asking you for anything except just to be happy for you. And in turn, you then can be happy for them. Now, it is that simple. How do you just go out there and be happy? If you have a heartbreak, So you looking at yourself and everything you've done in your life and having pride, satisfaction, excitement, encouragement from everything you've done in your life is what will attract the right person to you. If you don't feel good, if you're upset, if you're pulling yourself down because you weren't perfect or life didn't happen in the perfect way that you had hoped it to happen, you will attract that kind of people or you attract nobody at all. Now, there is a caveat, and let me tell you what that is. If you decide to stay in your house and communicate with no one ever, they will not find you. You have to put yourself out there. That's just a reality. You can't be over here hiding under a rock and then be like, I don't know why they're not here. But here's the thing. When you're actively loving and living life, you'll be too busy experiencing that to even be worried about trying to find somebody. Or it doesn't feel as agonizing and things like that. I'm just trying to imagine because I think, I think that this is the highlight, the highlight season. The season of exploration and fun and peace and love and joy. And let's just take out all of those things that do not serve you. Do not serve you anymore. And to send them on to somewhere else another time, not to bother you, mess with you, or anything. Just let it be, okay? Just calm this down. You can have what you're looking for. You will have what you need, and it will work out, okay, sweetness? Well, babies, I hope you enjoyed our session today, and I hope you are taking this time to find relief when it comes to any unnecessary pressure you could be placing on yourself when it comes to love. Don't worry about it, okay? It is going to work itself out. It will always work itself out. Don't worry, don't sweat the small stuff, okay? Don't sweat the small stuff. Slim to your thing. And just know that you deserve to have love. You will have love, but it starts from the love that you give yourself first. So that is why I think you should join the Love Magnet program. It's a wonderful program, and it really reshapes your mind and balances out your energy. Again, this program is only available this month, and there's something that you can work on each day. I send a notification out each day, and you actually get it, unlike, how it be like sometimes here. You will actually get this notification, and that's why I built this new free membership, because I just was tired of reading some of the comments like, oh my gosh, I don't know, I don't get to see you anymore, I'm subscribed, don't even worry about it, baby boo. I done figured it out, okay? So jump on over there. Next month, we're going to be doing our Saturn and Pisces. So for all the babies with Saturn in return and Pisces, I asked y'all the question. And I'm giving y'all the, and I already got the event up there. So we're having events over there too. We have like live chats, all kinds of stuff going on over there. And you would RSVP there too. But I don't want to get ahead of ourselves, okay? Check out the love program. And babies, if no one has said it, let me go and say it. I love you, but make sure you love yourself a little bit more each and every day. And I also go by Jet. I'm a Reiki master teacher and intuitive, and today we have a special session. Welcome to Love Month. It's my favorite time of the year. Anyway, we have a special session today. It is a love protection to protect you in all kinds of ways, so you can allow that vulnerable heart to open up and share with the world. Share your creative passions, attract love in ricochet your chi energy or electricity, regardless of how you see it. We're saying the same concept in different ways. Allow it to flow through your body as the love flows through you as well. I'm going to just do some cleansing. Let me see what I got in here. I want to say this is a bay leaf. Just a little piece of a bay leaf. So why not use them? I'll just show you what it is. I keep a nice jar. Of different things. There's a lot of things in here that I use in order to cleanse space, to ground down. So the collection in here is, there's different shells. There's sage, bay leaf, and there is, let me see, mugwort. So there's a combination of all of these things in here. So today we're going to go with the bay leaf. Now bay leaf is proximity. Bay leaf is prosperity. So let's go ahead and bring this love into your life. And I think the cool thing about having nails for as long as I do, and no longer burn my nail off. So breathe in and out, and just tracing the energy around you, creating a sacred space, a intimate space, a close space with you, yourself, and you. Why? Because before you expect anyone else to be anything to you, to bring anything to you, to give anything to you, you have to establish the intimacy that you need within yourself, the beauty and the love. And where you heal in one area, the rest will heal as well. Where you heal in one area, the rest will heal as well. Okay, just keep breathing. Just keep breathing. Just keep breathing. Okay, good job. So now just relax into this. And just find your own way, your own path. Understand that no matter where you're at right now, whether you think I'm not where I want to be, or oh, I'm afraid I'm going to lose something, or even better, I'm exactly where I want to be, regardless where you're at right now, just understand that this is just the start. It's just the beginning. Don't worry about losing love. Don't worry about losing creativity. Don't worry about any kind of loss. Just understand that this is the beginning, and that there's a lot for you to get out of the experience. The art of losing isn't hard to master, even though it may feel like disaster. It is not too bad. And for my Saturn and Pisces babies, actually I'm going to speak to both my Saturn and Aquarius babies who have just completed their Saturn return. So proud of you. I want you to sit and reflect on how love changed for you during this time, on how your life changed for you during these past 2.5 years. Okay, wasn't it scary and nervous? But at the same time, even if you didn't know, even if you didn't feel prepared, you showed up each day and you worked it out, and now your life is drastically different. That's just how a Saturn return is. Now for my Saturn and Pisces babies, yourself, and narcissism, and these are my clams. Loving yourself and narcissism. Narcissistic people don't love themselves, even if they appear to. It's not that. What they do is they try to be boastful in order to convince people outside of them to like them. But when you truly love yourself, you don't have to do all that stuff. You just accept yourself when the days are good, when they're not so good, when the days are long or short, whatever it is. That is what true self-love is. So if you want to attract any person into your life, the right person, it starts with a foundation of self-love. When you treat yourself good, when you spoil yourself, when you give yourself all those things that you want someone else to give you, you are modeling to people what you need. That way, when you go into a relationship, you don't have no weird relationship where it's like, oh, you're not getting your needs met. Your needs will be met because you are responsible for modeling to others what you need first. And that extends outside of romantic environments too, to your friends, your families, your co-workers, colleagues, communities, whatever that is. You model that. But there are many social norms, social structures that may not reinforce that belief. So if other people are working in a different way, you have to be okay with pushing against that, to say, no, I'm going to have this self-care. I'm going to be patient. Sometimes you might be nervous or afraid, and that's okay. Make fear your friend. Just bring it along with you. Don't overthink it. Don't, ignore it. Don't overthink it. Just let it be what it is. It's going to come and go. Have an open relationship with fear. Let it come and go when it needs to. And that way you don't feel like you have to be perfect as you're trying to attract what you want. You can just accept yourself as you are in the moment. Just bringing that through. Just bringing that through. Just bringing that through. Just working through that energy. And just relax. And just keep breathing here. As I work on you, just want to reflect on, this is my 5th year hosting this space, and I'm so excited for the next 5 years. But what I want to do is give a special shout out to all those who have been in the community for a month, 3 months, 6 months, a year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years. If you feel like this community has really given you a lot of help and support and value in your life, then that makes me smile. It makes me feel very grateful. It lets me know that the effort that I put out there is changing people's lives, because I feel like for me, when I needed to change my love, when I needed to change my life, I tried to piece together little things that I wish I had. But in this community, I feel like I'm able to create the environment I was looking for, and also to model to you all it is possible no matter where you're at, not only to get from a place of maybe you don't feel your best to a place where you feel good, and not just to a place where you feel good, but a place where you feel like you can create impact and make change. Going through all, the experiences on the journey, it has been definitely amazing for me. And you all, my babies, bring a smile. And it doesn't matter how old you are. You could be my baby. You could be 8,000 years old. You're still my babies. Just relax. so fascinating. My grandmother, her North Node was also in Cancer opposite. My North Node is in Capricorn. And so it's just so amazing to remember growing up how strong of a presence these women were. And then also to watch them in life become more softer, to become more vulnerable, to become more of someone who needed to be protected. And then also to see myself, my own feelings of like, look at this big world out there, too. If I say I'm gonna do something, I'm about to do it. So that shift and that change is pretty amazing. Well, babies, I hope you enjoyed this session, and I hope you enjoy Love Month. I'm gonna just break it down to you and keep it real. If you're trying to attract love into your life, it's, hopefully my hair's not hitting the mic, but if you're trying to attract love in your life, it is the same thing as attracting wealth. It's the same thing as attracting healing, a peace of mind, and things like that. So when you start to address one area of your life, it then moves into other areas as well. So it's not just about putting a spell on someone to make them come be in your life. No, it's about healing. It's about going through the journey. It's about making peace. It's about all of these things. So even though we can manipulate the universe, we can use spell work, petition work, prayer, we can do ritual, we can do all of these things in order to create the reality that we want. Take your time. Instead of just having love, have the right love. Instead of always wanting the love to be external, look internal first. Because when you're happy, whole, and healthy, that is when you attract all those things that you want. It just flows into your life. And then when you get that flowing into your life, you learned how to be accepting. There's a whole nother challenge after that. If a special healing session we are going to be doing, as you are loving some combing and some cutting. Y'all love this. And I was watching the video. Usually I watch videos and like, okay, how can I make this better? But I was like, let me enjoy this. I was like, yeah, this combing is off the chain. So a little bit of combing and a little bit of cutting that we get in the video. So if you're new to the community, just resting it out my thigh, y'all. If you're new to the community, sub, welcome. I really appreciate you. I don't ask for much. I just ask that if you enjoy this healing session, to subscribe. It means so much. To make sure you like the video and to comment, even if it's an emoji. Because you know I answer each and every one of those comments because I love to see what you're up to. And it really helps the YouTube algorithm to circulate these videos. I often get like, oh, I'm surprised that, this video doesn't have more views. This is an exact way of how to get it to have more views. And I'm not the one keeping this bus going. We're keeping this all going together, and I don't take it for granted. I appreciate you. I love you, love you, love you. Shout out to the patrons on Patreon, because if you're looking for more, wanting to learn more things, just not even just energy healing, but everything metaphysical, you get access to all of the content that we have been working on, and each and every things, problematic large amounts, alarming amounts. So it's like problematic large amounts. But just sending this healing. And even the way that it burns reminds that to stay strong, to stay protected, that you are protected, that you are loved, that you have all of that energy. Okay? Okay. I hope you enjoyed that. Okay. Just gonna work through your aura a little bit right before we go and do some lovely combing. And we're gonna start the practice off with a prayer. It is not a religious prayer, just a prayer to connect us as a community, and because consent matters. Do I have your permission to say a prayer? Okay. Dear Mother, Father, God, and all for the highest vibrational good, please connect us to the Reiki Masters, the Ascended Masters, Master Jesus, Master Buddha, Master Katumi, Yamonja, Oshun, Mawu, and all the Taras. Please connect us to the Archangel, Spirit Guide, Spirit Animals, our ancestors, and offer us highest good only, rooting us down in our individual healing experience and bringing us forth as community. I say all of this in the name of I Am. Ashe, Ashe, Ashe. Y'all, we can only do it if we're together. We can only do it if we're together. All of us, as a united force, we can do it. We can make it happen. Okay. So I'm gonna go in and just start to go. Now, y'all, it is officially Mercury in retrograde in Scorpio. It's going to be in Scorpio, and then it's going to transition to Libra. So, depending on where that falls in your chart, there's going to be some very scorpion themes, scorpionic themes. So, the understanding of surrendering, flowing with the universe, understanding that things that may look alarming, that bring up a lot of feelings, should not cause shame. The fact that you have feelings, sometimes just feeling stressed and just things come up, like oh my gosh, don't you ever feel bad for having feelings. I think that that's a part of the problem, that we have this unrealistic expectation of life that everyone needs to be happy all the time, and people never have feelings. These feelings tell you where to go in life, but we often don't know what to do with them. We don't know how to listen to them. We don't know how to use them to our greatest good. And this energy of Mercury in retrograde is actually a blessing, because you don't have to work on things externally. Even though life is still happening, you gotta work on it internally and surrender. Surrender to yourself. Surrender to self-compassion. To have so much compassion if things aren't going the way you want them to be understanding to yourself. In spite of whatever, you are so deserving and you are so loved. And nothing that happens changes that. Changes that knowledge, changes that flow in you. Nothing changes that. Nothing changes that. Okay? Nothing, not a damn thing. Relax, relax. yourself because of these things. All of those little blemishes or things that you wanted to change about yourself, it's what makes you you. Love yourself because of those things. Okay. Breathe. Breathe. Curl your eyebrows and your bangs. Breathe. Breathe. I hope you're enjoying these sleep sessions. They're so that you can fall asleep. say nothing crazy though. You know, we want to keep this a community that everyone feels comfortable coming back to. And I tell you all the time that I rarely, rarely see crazy things. But I want you, most importantly, to be sweet to yourself and be sweet to each other in the comment section. So if somebody's sharing something happy, if you don't got nothing nice to say, don't say nothing at all, okay? Zip your lips and let them be happy. sometimes it's like the word I want to use is embarrassing, but it's more of like it's humbling. It's supposed to happen. I don't know everything. I shouldn't know everything, and I'm still learning forever. But in that, it just gives me a different perspective. And one thing that I've constantly said is I never felt like it was my place to tell somebody to get over a specific traumatic experience and understand the macro view. That's something that I let a person decide on their own. And I think it's because we have to get to an understanding with our soul, on our soul's level, of why we are here, how we're going to do what we need to do here, and how we are going to be at peace. A lot of times when you're being called as a healer or called as someone who takes on big responsibility in this life, you go through big obstacles, and a lot of those obstacles can be traumatizing, very much so. And understanding that this was a part of the foundational experience of you, your spirit in this particular life, is something you have to come to terms on your own. No one else should tell you that, or no one else should try to sugarcoat the experience. If it was pain, you deserve to go through all the compassion and all the patience of finding your way to the other side of that, and having that experience as it is, while having the support that you need from the communities around you. Okay. And just if I can help a little bit, I'm just going to take any little bit of stuff out the past so that it is no longer impacting you. And you are free to be yourself. And it's interesting that as my journey continues to go, as we are all here having this journey, my goals change, and I now feel like my goal is to be at peace with myself. The goal used to be, okay, heal this particular issue, or understand this particular, or have an answer to a particular big question. And as time happens, and as time progresses, it then becomes, Jessica, be at peace with yourself. Where you are now is a part of the journey. Learn what you need to. Understand, go through what you need to go through, but don't add more suffering than what you possibly need. And there has been a surrendering that has come with that. And I started to realize that, the goal. I started to realize that the goal was less about getting my physical body to a place, and more of getting my spirit to a place. And it is very interesting to be at peace when you have aspects of you, physical or emotional or, whatever, that is contradicting that. That has been the humbling experience, that I understand, like, okay, that's a part of it. That's a part of it. How do you find peace when that happens? Or, when you're bored, or when life isn't going exactly what you thought, or where things are a little bit more stagnant than you want it to be. All of that. All of that. Just be free from it. And I think that the most healing thing that I ever did, especially sharing this journey with you all, is to set firm boundaries boundaries. I'm so happy to share what I know. I'm so happy to share with others. And I realized that I was not able to give myself the space to do this until I set firm boundaries in the life that I was living before that wasn't to my highest good. And like I said, I had to, exit stage left for some people. And it's not even that, these people were so horrible or something like that. It's just we had reached the end of our journey together, and staying together would have been easy, but it's less about being easy and more about being open to this new way and humbling ourselves to it and learning about it. And there's nothing at all wrong with that. So that's been a beautiful journey, and look, I get to share even more space with you all. And letting go of the past, releasing the past. One of the most scary but best things we can do for ourselves, very much so. Such a lovely, lovely thing that we can do for ourselves and for each other is to free ourselves and to free others. I realized that I wanted someone to free me from something, and then I said, you know what, I need to free myself and I need to face things. So there should never be a person that you're afraid of. There should be never a situation that you're afraid of, within reason, of course. If something is like clearly a dangerous situation, but if you have the opportunity to face a fear, do it. And you feel safe enough to do it, and you have enough courage to do it, do it. It's such a wonderful thing to experience.